Good morning everyone, and welcome to Sunday morning's live dog walk, stroll, whichever you want to call it. So as promised yesterday, we are doing the longer stroll this morning, and it is a different one. We haven't done it this year yet. Whether it'll be a mistake doing it with the weather that we've had in the UK, it's going to be quite muddy and quite boggy, but we'll see how we get on. I can always turn around, can't I? The beginning bit, I think, if you've been with me before, most of you will have seen it many times before, because it's sort of how we finish certain strolls. It's how we even finished yesterday's stroll, actually, coming back across here. So it's sort of, once we get into the countryside, I think is the bit that people probably won't have done, or if you've been with me for a while, Azra, path. If you've been with me for a while, you will have seen it before, because we did do it last year, but we have not been able to do this stroll now. Well, but since the clock's changed at least, so that would have been end of October. So I can't remember when we last done it. I could look back on the channel if I need to, but it doesn't really matter, guys, to be honest with you. So, how is everybody this morning? What's everyone's plans for this Sunday morning? At the minute, we've got this sort of fine drizzle, nothing major really to worry about. But it is a bit nippy. I've got my hat on again, my beanie hat on again. It was 5 degrees, and we've got a problem with the boiler at home, so it's a little bit chilly at home. It's a little bit chilly outside. It's not too bad at home, to be fair. We've come up with a way of forcing the rads to come on, to at least warm the top of the house up. Good morning to people wearing in this morning. Thank you for that. Hi to everyone. As I say, this is a different stroll we're doing this morning, so hopefully you'll stick with it, because it's a really nice country walk. We have the ability to do this on Sundays because obviously there's no real time constraints, and also we've got the daylight. So yeah, stick with it because it's going to be a nice stroll. Good morning to everyone. Feel free to weigh in the conversation. Anything you want to talk about, we'll talk about. Within reason, keep it clean. We don't do political on this channel, so nothing political. I will talk about Liverpool though. They actually didn't play too badly yesterday, in phases. It was like a basketball match, really, guys. And West Ham haven't been playing too badly recently, so, and they have got a reasonable record at Anfield. In actual fact, right, Azra, let's cross over. So it wasn't too bad, the result, but I didn't like how open we were. I've said this since day one of the season. We've been far too open this season, which is why our season's gone petong like it has. Anyway, so what we do, carry on this path for about not even half a mile, and then we'll be able to cross over, and we'll sort of be going over there, but we can't go that way diagonally. Come on, Azra. But she's full of the beans because she hasn't been this way for a while. If you've been with me during the week, sometimes she's way behind because there's nothing new for her. And I think to myself, is she bored, or does she just not like coming out as early as we have to come out? They got no concept of time, have they, guys, dogs? It's why whenever you go out for an hour, 10 hours, a week, 2 weeks, a month, your dog always gets excited when you're going, because they have got no idea of time at all. So yeah, it's I think they understand night and day. I think they certainly understand that. But as to any other concept, they haven't got a watch on, have they? So I do think at times, though, we don't give our pets the credit they deserve. I think they understand more than we give them credit for. Maybe not, don't know. Anyway, so a bit in the distance here, guys, but if you can see that white sign, I'm not talking. Azra's going to the loo, so we'll just have to sort that out. If you were with me yesterday on the live stream in the morning, I really was not happy about fellow dog walkers and the amount of litter, shall we say, they leave. Come on, Azra. Anyway, I kicked off about it on the local site because it's just unacceptable that fellow dog walkers like myself, like many others, do the right thing, and they're disgusting, lazy people that just can't be bothered to clear up after their dogs. And then they do clear up, some of them, and then they just leave the bags at the side of the road, expecting someone else to pick it up. I mean, it's absolutely outrageous. Obviously, multiple people agreed, but unfortunately the perpetrators probably will not change their ways, but it's getting it out there, isn't it? So you'll be pleased to know, guys, I've got to carry this bag now pretty much the most of the way because there are no bins on this stroll, much like when we do the normal stroll or other strolls we do. I can strategically tell you where bins are. But unfortunately, on this particular walk, there's not a lot. Unfortunately, it's a lovely walk, but not much in the way of bins. Anyway, you don't want to hear about that nonsense, do you, really? So let's crack on. There's the old cockerel there waking us up. Is that the wake-up call for the people that live there? 10 to 7 coming up on a Sunday. Again, I'm sure it does that every day with no concept of timings. But that's an interesting point, isn't it, guys? How does that cockerel know when to do that, to wake up? Is it when it's laying its eggs? Who knows? Hi to everyone saying hi. We're just talking about utter rubbish today, aren't we, really? But that's what it's all about. We talk about everything and nothing on this channel when we do the lives. When we do the vlogs, of which there are many, there's a little bit more structure to those, although we still find ourselves talking about other stuff. But most of the time I'm taking you to a place that hopefully will interest some of you. Azra, come on, let's cross. Will interest some of you. Last one that came out, was it last week? No, a couple of weekends ago now. We did a Valentine's weekend in Great Yarmouth, and we were there on the Saturday, and it was beautiful on the Saturday. Really, really nice. Azra, don't go in the mud. Good girl. And And then the Sunday when we woke up was a lot like today probably, although it was snowing. And I've seen a video since, actually, as recently as actually last night, of Great Yarmouth on that day, late in the day. And it was, I wouldn't say thick snow, the roads were still moving, but there was a layer of snow, guys. So I'm quite pleased we got the hell out of there before it became a problem. Because from where we are to there, we're about, traffic permitting, an hour and a half to 2 hours away. And that's the last thing you want to do. Although obviously Mum was looking after James and the dogs, I just wouldn't want to be away from home at that point for that amount of time. Anyway, that was that. Go on, Azra. I did think when I woke up this morning about getting dressed, jumping in the car and taking you guys to Cambridge and doing a live stroll around Cambridge, and we will do that. But I sort of think the weather has to be a bit nicer, because at the minute the weather is pretty bad still, although obviously it wouldn't have been involved on any fields and stuff like that, so I suppose that does obviously have its merits, I guess. But yeah, it's just, to get to Cambridge from mine is about sort of 20-25 minutes. Parking the car park, which before 8 o'clock is free of charge, so we're always in and out of Cambridge before that. But that might change this year, you don't know, do you? I'd have to look it up online. So what I will say, guys, this steady drizzle is turning a bit more heavier than heavy drizzle now. It's beginning to come down reasonably hard now. So don't all laugh at once, because I'm beginning to get a little bit wet. And we've got a prevailing wind as well, whipping across this field, or fields. Even Azra's giving it a shake. You never say never, but I think it very unlikely that we'll see anyone this morning. So we might be lucky and see some wildlife if I don't fall over. Go on, Azra. Deers, hares, foxes. Most likely to see over here at this time of day, probably deer, I would say. And one thing I would say, guys, is walking over here with the we're not in Norfolk, we're more in Cambridgeshire where we are, but I was in Norfolk 2 weeks ago and it was alright, nice, but it was snowing though when we left, as I was just saying a few minutes ago. No, so the sun is beginning to come up over there, you can see that, but it's very, very cloudy this morning, so what sort of sunrise we'll get, I'll keep you posted, but that is it coming up over there. Oh dear, looks like something's had a mess in a mill over here. Come on, Azra, keep going. Oh dear. Just have to keep pausing to look at a comment. It's a bit bright to the sun now, just showing over the top of those trees there. I have to turn my whole body, guys, when I do this. It's on the old chest mount. There you go. Right, go on, Azra. As I say, guys, we haven't done this stroll for, well, must be coming up 6 months now, at least. Certainly hasn't been done after Disney, which was sort of mid to end of October, and obviously I then had my accident coming back from Disney, but we still wouldn't have done this regardless because of the light. But maybe I've chosen the wrong morning to do it with this wind and rain. But I sort of knew the wind was a bit windy, and I don't know what the sound's like on the live. But it wasn't raining like this when we left. It was just sort of a little bit of a drizzle. But now it's a bit more than that. Hey ho. We're at that point, guys, really, where there's no logic to turning around and going back the way we've come. Might as well just stick with it, run with it. Our plan eventually, guys, just so you know, is to end up directly over there. But to do that, we've got to walk all the way up there, where those 4 trees are, and then round and then back up. That's the plan. And there is no cut across, unfortunately. A bit more sunrise there. If you are new to the channel, do like and subscribe. Give me some support, guys. This weather is absolutely appalling this morning. And we do try and do this now, and we will do it. Different strolls every Sunday, long strolls. Saturdays will start to get better because we're beginning to get light in the mornings now. Unfortunately, the Monday to Friday ones will still have to be early and in the dark, probably until April, once the clocks change, and then we'll have a bit better light in the mornings during the week as well. But the strolls during the week normally sort of half an hour to 45 minutes. Saturday, yeah, about the same. And this morning will probably be knocking on an hour, I reckon. What we've been going now, coming up 20 minutes. So yeah, I don't think far off, to be honest. Azra loves it, guys. Come on. Foxy's poo, she's rolling in now. Look at her. I've got to sort this out when we get home. Azra, you're all tangled up. Come on. Come on. No, come on. Enough of that, Tom Furry. All over her back. Oh, God. Those that don't know, Azra is a rescue dog. She is a Labrador cross Beagle, Labrador size, Beagle colour, and a good temperament like both those breeds have. Yeah, nice to meet you all as well. If we haven't spoken before, welcome to the channel. This is something we do every day. Come on, Azra, good girl. Not necessarily this stroll, as I've already just been saying, but we're out every day doing the stroll. Monday to Friday, normally 5:15 to 5:30. No, let's be honest, between 5 and 5:15. Saturday's a bit later, around sort of 6 to half 6. And then today is about right. We started at about, was it about 25 to 22? I really need to be home normally, guys, by around about 8. I can be a little bit later. Come on, Azra. But that's what I like, just to sort of make sure the rabble are getting up, because we always go to the breakfast cafe with my mum on the Sunday morning. That's a little tradition that has not wavered over the years. And yeah, we've got a few little jobs to do in the town this morning as well, so I reckon we'll be home 10:30, 11 o'clock perhaps. And then there is some decent football on today. I suppose is Rangers Celtic a good game? Midday kick-off. It's not the best football, is it? But it's usually controversial, so I probably will watch a bit of that. I've got to check in for our upcoming Mallorca holiday as well. That's got to be done. And then there's other football, there's Premiership football on, isn't there, later as well? I can't remember all the games. I think the 4:30 kickoff's a good one. Is it Chelsea Man United? Am I right in saying that? I may be wrong saying that. Lots of years of practice walking that far. In the grand scale of it, it looks like we're walking for ages. But it's in theory, it's probably 2 to 3 miles. So it's not actually as far as you think. I'm not the fittest person. And in fact, it's been spoken about on many occasions that I sometimes get quite breathless. Now, you might not be able to be hearing it this morning because of the wind, but I have spoken to you all at the end of last week about I do want to lose a little bit of weight, well, quite a lot of weight, but I need to lose some weight. And the biggest thing for me was snacking during the week, after work, that sort of thing. Cut that completely out. I've lost about 2 or 3 pounds this week, which I'm quite no more rabbit. So I'm quite proud of that, actually, guys. And even the weekend, where was the worst for me, I've just had my normal, what I would say, snack that I'd have during the day. Did have bread yesterday, which bread's bad for you, isn't it, I suppose? But you can't, Azra come out of the mud. You can't always be 100% on it, and this is what I tell Julia. Julia's doing really well with her weight. She's absolutely doing amazing. In fact, she said to me on multiple occasions I should go with her to her thing that she does, but I really haven't got the energy to be sitting in a room with other people singing Kumbaya and talking about life. That's what I've got you guys for. But you'd think with the exercise we do, I mean, during the week it's still 2 miles. This will be easily more than that. And obviously what we do on Saturday, yesterday was a bit of a quiet one. It was just over a mile we did, but that was more because of the weather and time constraints. But normally I'm doing at least 2 miles a day walking. But what hurt me, guys, the worst, if I'm honest with you, was once I had my accident after Euro Disney in October last year, I wasn't able to come out and do this. And when you lose the ability to get any form of exercise, it's a downward spiral quickly. As much as you try and kid yourself, it's no good. So it is important, exercise, and being sensible about what you eat as well. You can see it's getting quite a lot more muddy and boggy here, guys. I don't know if that's coming out, but it isn't nice over here. In fact, I'm going to go up here because there's a bit more grass up here. Azra, this side. Good girl. If you were with me the last time I did this stroll, it was about here where we come across probably one of the rudest dog walkers I think I've ever met. I shouted to him, "Can you put your dog on the lead?" He looked, acknowledged, and did nothing. And then wondered why there was a bit of ag with the 2 dogs. Because Azra's a very, very good dog, but she's a bit lively around other dogs. Playfully, but it's over exuberant at times. And yeah, I did have to have a little bit of a gentle moan. I don't like moaning, guys. I work with the public every day. I don't moan myself. I do, but only a little bit. Don't tell anyone. It's not the nicest weather, and good luck with your six-pack. I've just seen that. I don't always see all these messages coming through, guys, because it's on the chest mount, so I don't always see it. I don't think I'll ever get quite to that point, but if I could just lose a little bit of my chunkiness, let's put it like that. Let's put it in a nice way. Chunkiness. I'll be happy with that. Right, so you remember I talked about those 4 trees? Well, we're almost there now, so it doesn't take long when we just sort of get on with it. But we've now been going, coming up half an hour actually. What's that, 26 minutes is it? Yeah. So it might be slightly longer than an hour actually, guys, because we've got to make our way around and then cut across this field and back round. And it's uphill coming back, guys, just so you know. Think of my little legs. And where I've been walking into this stiff drizzle, my upper legs are freezing. I should have put my long johns on. If I'd have known it was going to be like this, I'd have done that. Anyway, don't you guys worry. You're probably tucked up in bed or sitting in your living rooms in the warm, which is exactly where I would rather be right now. I don't mind doing the lives, don't mind talking to you guys. But 3 things dog walkers hate is wind, rain and cold. And all 3 together? No thanks. Solar farm here. Not a massive one. It's there nonetheless. We've lost the sun to the clouds behind, guys, so that's why I've not sort of showed you anymore. So you got the beginnings of it about 10 minutes ago or so. So now we're going to cut into this field, which hopefully will not be as muddy and boggy as what we've been on, because there's less vehicular movement on it, more dog walkers. Remember I said to you, have Azra's dog bag with me? Still got it. Haven't done what a lot of not so nice people do and just dump it. This stroll I knew didn't have many bins. In fact, I don't think there's a bin until I get almost to the residential area. So that's quite a way still. But just carry it. That's the good thing about having this chest mount. Got a spare hand. Unfortunately, there are a lot of people that don't think like that, aren't there? As I showed on the live yesterday. If you want to watch that back, watch from about 10 minutes, maybe a bit more. You'll see what I mean. Anyway, don't tune off until we finish this one. We've still got a way to go, and I need your company, guys, because we're now beginning the uphill ascent. Whether that's coming out on the camera, probably not. It's a bit like Augusta National, isn't it? You can't really get an idea unless you're there, or you play it on the PlayStation. You can see it on that. So halfway along here there will be a path which we will be taking, and then once we get to there we sort of cut back up towards sort of almost home, but it's sort of round the back, but it sort of brings us out in a good place. I could, and I have, and we will. There you go, caveat to it. You could carry on this walk all the way the length of these fields and brings you out on a road that takes you in and out of the village. But where it's been so boggy, the fields are going to be worse than those fields. And I'm not walking in the road, it's one of the main roads into the village, and I know it's only early still, but still not entertaining it, especially with her. If I was by myself, maybe. But you've seen during the week, there's a road we have to walk down in the village that does liven up with cars, or the later we are. And it just, I do have to be quite firm with her because she's not a lover of cars. As I say, she's a rescue dog, and she was found in a box at the side of a motorway, dual carriageway, more dual carriageway I would say. And she's still, she'll be 5 in May, and we've had her 4.5 years in May, even now, petrified of cars, or anything bigger than a motorbike, quite frankly. And in the mornings, again, if you've seen the morning strolls, you'll have seen that because we're out quite early, the buses and the coaches are going out of their little compound, the other end of the village, and she hates it, absolutely hates it, which is another reason I can't wait until we can start doing the countryside walks to get away from the roads as much as possible. There's always going to be an element we've got to get from the residential bit of the village to the countryside and back again, but it ain't anywhere like what we're doing at the minute during the week, where we are always in the residential areas because of light and of filth. Right, you can see a little opening coming up in a bit. That is where we're going to be turning in a few moments. And then what the wind is going to be like then, guys, I've no idea. I will stop for a minute and just read if there's any more comments, because as I say, I can't always see them, and when I'm walking uphill I don't want to stop, just want to get on with it. But I will stop when we get to the cutout, which is fast approaching. How muddy that's going to be, I do not know. What we distance wise, just so people know. 1.6 miles, guys, to this point, and we'll be done. 32 minutes. Right. Let's pause, because that's what our next stage. It's like the Tour de France, isn't it? The stages. What have we got? Thank you for the morale boosting chant. We are in the UK. Geographically, if it helps, we are about 7 miles south of Cambridge and about 40 miles north of London. So, gives you an idea on a map where we are. Got to be really careful. A couple of rabbit holes I've already put my foot on, and we didn't even have that the last time, so that's a new thing, isn't it? Azra having a great time. She loves it over here, all the smells, which is why I like to do this when I can, because it is a nice, if she was a bit more, what's the word I'm looking for? Her recall was better. She could be off the lead up and have a great time. But as I said about 15 minutes ago or so, just give you an idea, guys, that's the solar farm just over there. So that's where we just were. We've come from over there and down. Yeah, she had a bit more recall. She could be off the lead and have a great time, but I'm afraid to say I just don't trust her, which is why having this longer lead. I did have a longer lead than this, but it snapped. It was a bit of a crap one. This is a good one, this one. In fact, it's the original one we had. I'm having to walk more on the mud, guys, which is harder work now. And the reason for that is, look how long this is. Quite lush, but it's quite thick to walk in. I'm walking in it. Almost put my foot down a rabbit hole. I mean, here you go. We'll try again. Because it is a lot better to walk on. To not get loads and loads of mud on yourself. Come on, Azra. Enough rabbit poo. Come on. I never know whether the farmer actually allows this. I guess he does. Loads of people do these strolls. Crop-wise, I suppose there's not a lot going on this time of year, is there either? Don't know. I suppose there must be. Still vegetables in the shops, aren't there? I think, though, they do get them from different places around the world, don't they? Because obviously the climatic conditions are better in different places of the world. You know, winter it's other people's summer and all that sort of stuff, so it doesn't always, the produce doesn't always come from the UK, does it? Of course. Azra, out the mud. Oh dear. Imagine the clean-up job I've got, guys, when we get home. So we are now at the top of the hill. Let me just show you. We've come from way down there. Gives you an idea. Still got a ways to go. But it is plateauing. There you go, some more good words for you. Plateauing. Azra, come on. Come on. So now, guys, we are looking for a path which, if you see this muddy field in front, not all muddy, but the muddy earth field, then there's a green field at the bottom. We can run parallel with that, I believe. And that will take us sort of back over to the houses, sort of, eventually. For those that are sticking with the stroll this morning, thank you very much. I know there's not many of you that have been on the whole way around, but there's been some of you. So you are officially the Iron Men and women of the group. So thank you for that. Your support has been valuable because it's been a miserable morning this morning, guys. Imagine this though in the summer. Come on, let's be positive. Imagine this in the summer, it'd be beautiful. Shorts and t-shirt. I didn't do this walk with Azra once, but I did another one. The one I told you about where we come out the main road into the village. And it wasn't Azra on the grass. And it wasn't even that hot. But I had to call Julia to come and meet us because Azra was absolutely had had enough. And it wasn't that warm, guys. It was probably about 20 degrees. I would never have brought her out if it was any warmer than that. Certainly not boiling hot anyway. But she just couldn't do it. She's obviously a lot more used to the longer strolls now, as we do them every morning. In fact, it was me that was having to rest. For a while, from October through till sort of late January, beginning of Feb, because of this damn leg. But the physiotherapy, which I have my 4th of 5 sessions tomorrow, but the leg is feeling pretty much 100%. I always say pretty much because there's been a couple of mornings where I've woke up where the thigh is still a bit tight. Nothing like it was after the pop the hip. But yeah, I mean, and that's just doing the exercises and strengthening the muscle and everything else, isn't it? And that's the important thing. If you ever have to have physio, I can put my teeth back in, and they give you exercises to do, make sure you do them, guys. Not like one of my brothers who's been given exercises to do for his shoulder. Azra! And he said, oh, I can't be bothered to do it. Be bothered to do it, because later in life, when you get arthritis or you can't move your limbs because you haven't done whatever they've asked you to do, you'll regret it. I know this because I had to have shoulder surgery. I snapped 3 ligaments and damaged cartilage in my right shoulder, and I had to have the old rotor cuff surgery and repair all the ligaments. And it took me 3 to 6 months of physiotherapy and the exercises they were giving to be playing golf again, or attempting to play golf again. I say attempt because I can get my way around a golf course, guys, but I'm not brilliant. Far from it. Right. This really looks muddy, this bit of the stroll. But this is the only way we can get around. Right, we're turning. There's people coming as well, Azra. Come Morning. She is alright, she just gets a bit excited. Yeah, good morning. Alright, go on. That wasn't too bad, guys. Nice dog walkers who actually didn't mind all the dogs having a bit of a sniff. Sometimes it helped. I think there were 2 of them then, because Azra felt a little bit, I'm outnumbered. Anyway, so when we get to the end of this little section, which is directly in front, we then make our way around the field toward the residential area. So we're doing really well. What did I say we were going to be out for today for an hour? I think I'm about right. I think we're doing really well for time. Even though it's been flipping miserable, we're still going. Straight on, and it brings you out to the new estate. There's quite a nice nature walk, and then that sort of brings you out sort of at the end of that road I was telling you about. So that is another way it can be done without having to walk in the main road for probably a good mile. So that is another one we can do at some stage. Or maybe we just sort of come out home, come around the back here and then round, so we can do that as well. So, as I said to you before, once we start getting the light and a bit better weather, it opens up a whole world of lovely country walks we can do. It is so cold, guys. My nose is running, absolutely running. Jill and me both think we've got a little bit of the lurgy. I didn't feel too bad before I came out. I'm probably going to suffer for the rest of the day. As men always say, it's always worse, isn't it? I don't like moaning about health, guys. I hate feeling miserable with being ill as well, as we all do, I know. James, on the other hand, the third piece of the James family, almost 15-year-old son, when he's ill, oh my lord, the world is ending. I will stop if there's been out of the comments. I haven't seen any come through, but I'll check if there's anything else that's come through. As I said before, I do apologise if I miss comments. That's the beauty of having this on the chest mount. It gives me a spare hand, but I don't always see everything coming through. And we've got more mud in this, so we'll just get past this little section. This builder tree, you can see the tractor wheels. Right, Azra, just wait. What do we got? Lovely. Lots of positive vibes. Thank you for that. It is not that far now. We have beaten the elements, guys. And although it's still pretty breezy, it's not as bad. Maybe it's because we've sort of got a little bit of shelter now. But the drizzle has stopped. Oh, sure, well, it became more like rain. But the drizzle and rain has stopped. And it's just beginning to feel like it's warming up ever so slightly. Maybe it's just because I'm hot. Probably. So we get to the end, follow the field round to the right, and then there's a little cut out. Well, there was. Hopefully there still is. I'm sure there is. It's been there for years. You never know what the council do during the winter months to tee people off, apart from not filling potholes. I said to you I didn't get political, didn't I? But potholes drive me nuts. I had a blown out tyre in the last month because of a stupid pothole down the country lanes that I have to go down for work. They filled it. This is all within the month. Happened within the last 3 or 4 weeks. They filled it and it's opened back up again, I saw yesterday. I mean, come on. If that's how long these repairs are going to last, there's something not right. This particular stream, if that's the question, is coming up 50 minutes. But if you're asking how long we've been on the channel, I've had a YouTube channel, I think it says since 2010, I believe. But we started doing this about a year ago. Come on, it's only a cat, come on. So the channel has been growing pretty well. You know, I'm not one of these YouTube channels that are out and about in different places all the time. You know, when I can, I do. We've got 3 holidays this year to look forward to. So I try, but a lot of the activity on the channel comes from this, the live strolls with her in the mornings. It keeps the channel relevant with YouTube as well. Because if you were always... Come on, Azra. If you were always just doing vlogs whenever you were going out and about, you'd force yourself to sort of do different things every weekend, which is fine, but it's obviously the cost and everything else. And you have to make it relevant as well, don't you? So, people like pets, people like dogs, and people enjoy nice strolls. So, the 3 things we can do. I don't think it's there, Azra. I think it's a bit further up. Is it here? No. Keep going, keep going. She knows. There she goes. Wait, Azra. I'm getting caught up because your lead is getting caught up. Then we're back to the filter, guys. So you can sort of see I started it pretty much as we left home, and that's 50 minutes to get to this point. What's the walk distance? 2.41 miles at this stage, and we have a bin. Come on, Azra. Right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to wrap this up. Been lovely having your company this morning, and we will reconvene tomorrow.